Peace be upon you guys. Welcome to Between Shift. So as you can see, today our apparel is sponsored by Batik from Java with Love. You can check them out on their website batik.sg. They're having a massive sale for this Ramadan, and you can shop for your Raya apparels. They have for men, ladies, and boys and girls. So it's a family affair. You can shop till you drop, and they are slashing all their prices, and it's a mayhem of a sale, guys, right? And with that, I am Wiro.
I am Sam.
Right. And be sure to catch us on our platforms, YouTube and Spotify. And also our socials on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. Hey bro, why are we in Batik?
Okay, so why are we in Batik, right? So for this episode onwards, in light of the upcoming Ramadan, right, so we are trying to make a new segment which will be called Ramadan Can or Cannot, right? So we're gonna be the segment will be called Ramadan Can or Cannot, whereby we will be talking more about Ramadan, being Muslims ourselves. We'll talk about the norms, the basic, the can or cannot stuff in Ramadan. Do's and don'ts of Ramadan.
Yes.
Right? And I want to preface this by saying that at no point that we are preaching about Islam, because we ourselves are not academically the most qualified to preach about Islam. All that we are sharing are just our experiences, our own basic knowledge, and
our opinions
that we grew up with lah. Right.
So basically, the main intention is for us to just share for Muslims and also non-Muslims, especially what we do during Ramadan, so that you guys can understand us better lah.
Yeah. So I think also because the society we live in Singapore, right, is getting more and more diverse, right? Back then, when we were in primary school, there was still a bit of teachings about the other cultures, But however, now if you can see, I'm not too sure whether they still do that in primary school, but there are more races now.
Yes,
right.
Not just the four that we were taught last time.
We were only taught with like Chinese, Malay, Indian, Eurasian. But I think there's so many more, right?
Yes.
We see a lot of like Filipinos, Vietnamese, and all from and even Caucasians. So perhaps hopefully this can, whoever is living in Singapore can create a bit of basic awareness about Ramadan lah.
Hopefully.
Right. So we are just ambassadors of our religion, just doing our part to
spread
nuggets of information here and there, right? Okay, so what is Ramadan?
I think
that is we go super basic with regards.
I think
to the question.
people hear Ramadan, but what is actually Ramadan?
So Ramadan is actually a name for the month.
Yes,
right.
Just like January, February.
Correct. And it's the 9th month in the Islamic calendar.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So a lot of special things happen during Ramadan. Is in Islamic history. The major one was that the Quran, which is the Muslims' holy book, was revealed. First time ever it was revealed during Ramadan.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to deep dive further, that one you can do it on your own with with regards to by searching on the internet or with whoever is qualified. So that is one of the major things that happen during Ramadan. Right? Other things happen during Ramadan?
So what do we do during Ramadan? Maybe you want to share about that. So
during Ramadan, okay.
The main thing
the other thing about Ramadan also. Ramadan has about 29 to 30 days. The reason is 29 or 30 days. Because for the Gregorian calendar, is fixed, right? You have 29 days, 28 days, 30 days, 31 days. But for the Islamic calendar, they usually will look at the sighting of the moon.
Yes, correct.
So I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. For example, we were celebrating in Singapore Hari Raya on Tuesday, but I think the Indonesians and the Malaysians
I
were
remember that.
already
I remember
celebrating it on Monday, for example.
Correct,
One
yeah.
day before.
Yeah.
The reason being is that the moon sighting from where they were, there was already a moon
Yeah,
sighting,
correct.
but from our side, not yet.
Yep.
Kind of thing, right? So we were celebrating Hari Raya, even though we all were our neighbors, right, in the Southeast Asia region, but it was quite different. Yeah. So, and then also it caused a bit of like, a bit of like what's the correct
a
way
bit
to
of
say it?
hoo-ha.
Yeah, because we have Singaporeans who go over to to celebrate Hari Raya
Yes.
in Malaysia, and likewise, right? So there was a bit of like the timing was, but I mean at the end of the day, as you can see, the when Hari Raya happens is not dictated by like suka-suka, like it's dictated by
Sighting of
by
the moon.
the sightings of the moon lah,
Yep.
right? Okay, so that is the very basic stuff about Ramadan, the month itself. And sorry, what was saying just now? Subsequently is what do we do during Ramadan?
Yeah, what do we
Right.
do? Like, I mean, everybody knows Ramadan. What do we do? The main thing is, of course, we fast, and we fasting, which means we abstain from eating and drinking,
Yeah,
mainly.
that's what everybody knows lah.
That's what everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there are more things. It goes beyond just
Correct.
the tangible stuff of eating and drinking.
Yes.
Okay.
It is basically controlling your desire lah, whatever it might be. Because eating and drinking is also one of your desires, right? Having intimacy is also one of your desires.
Yeah.
So those things also we abstain during fasting.
Correct.
The time that we fast lah, which is between dawn to dusk.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it goes. The list is actually non-exhaustive. It is, I mean, eating, drinking, abstaining from sexual activities, even stuff like holding hands, all these kind of things that can arouse your desires.
Yep.
And then also vulgarities.
Yes.
So something that can be quite a part of a lot of people's lives, daily lives. So, spewing out vulgarities, even though if it's in a friendly way or anything like that. Smoking cigarettes.
Smoking, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Smoking also not allowed.
Smoking is actually something that's frowned upon in Islam already. However, doing it is prohibited.
Doing it during fasting.
During fasting timing.
Yep.
Yeah, that is actually also prohibited. There is the list is non-exhaustive, and there's really a lot of things, and basically fundamentally it's just being at the best of the best
version of yourself.
Correct. During this month. It should be the whole year, but it feels like this Ramadan every year it gives us an opportunity to reset ourselves back.
Correct. Yes.
To what is the best version of yourself, right? And then also it will be when do we do it?
Yeah.
Right. So it is usually from sunrise until sunset.
Yes.
Right. So during sunrise we call it sahur.
Before sunrise.
Before sunrise.
Yeah.
Okay, so before sunrise we actually have one prayer in the morning. So we Muslims got 5 prayers. So one of our prayers is before sunrise.
Yes.
Okay. So before the commencement of this prayer, we should actually already cease our eating and drinking.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Well, I mean, what we usually do before sunrise is we wake up. Say if, for example, sunrise is about 6. No, sorry. Sunrise.
Sunrise I don't know, but I know the prayer time is about 5:50.
Yeah. So we eat before the prayer time. So prayer time is about 5:50.
No,
Yes.
Yeah.
So we wake up maybe an hour earlier.
Yeah.
Just to prepare food and to eat lah, basically.
Yeah.
What we call sahur. Yeah. That is to fill up our energy for the whole day.
Yeah.
Yes. And during that time also we eat korma actually.
Dates.
Yes.
So I think dates is quite synonymous with Ramadan
Yes.
because it is quite an effective and impactful type of food
Yes.
to to sustain oneself with the needed energy and the nutrients.
Correct.
Yeah, it is knowledge that was imparted by by the Prophet itself lah. And it is a staple amongst all Muslims. So if you can see, like you will always see korma or rather dates on most dining tables when we sahur or when we breakfast for among the Muslim households, right? And then also,
how many dates you eat?
actually I don't eat dates, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like.
I
I said I don't prefer dates, but I know it's the benefits of it.
Okay.
Do you?
I usually eat 3 during sahur
Yeah.
and 3 when I breakfast. I mean, trivia, just sharing. Yep.
Yeah, and you all should give it a try. Dates, I think if you go to like Kilang Bazaar or maybe even like the Kampung Glam Bazaar, there are people selling dates.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something to make yourself feel like a part of the Ramadan with all the other Muslims. I mean, they do sell it in like small containers, so you can give it a try. Maybe
There's
something.
also different grades of dates. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a topic we can talk another day.
And also, dates is something. It's not just centered around us Southeast Asians. It's actually something collectively like Muslims all over the world consume.
Yes.
So that's like something that is synonymous with the culture of Islam rather than
Correct.
their nationality lah.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So maybe we share, like, why do we actually fast and why are we obligated to fast?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, fasting is actually one of the 5 pillars of Islam lah. I mean, just sharing for knowledge sake. So the 5 pillars are 5 pillars are saying the Shahada, which is a declaration of faith, praying 5 times a day, zakat, and of course fasting, and the last one is going to Hajj, pilgrimage.
Zakat is giving alms.
Giving alms, yes. So fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So as long as you are able, you are healthy, you are obligated to carry out this action. Yeah. And also basically fasting is an act of worship lah, showing that you are worshipping the God. Apart from that, you are also showing empathy towards those who are not as blessed as you are. Like for example, those who are in so-called poverty, who do not have enough food to eat. So
impoverished conditions.
Correct. Impoverished
right?
conditions. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of it actually will circle around like being empathetic lah. Right. So as we mentioned earlier, it's about being the best version of yourself. So firstly, it is to re-establish that strong connection with God. Because we are humans, we do go wayward here and there, right? So Ramadan every time allows us the opportunity, and at the same time while we're doing that, not only with God but also with our community, with our society. So we do see like a lot of like communities in like Africa or even like in our neighboring countries, Indonesia and Malaysia, who are living like way below the poverty line, right? So these are times where what we do is we put ourselves in their shoes. And then also we do have people who are probably living in poverty in Singapore as well.
Yep.
Right? So this is where we actually give back to these groups of people. So everything, once again, it all goes back to like self-discipline.
Yes.
Yeah. It ties back to your self-discipline, where from the start we say like you cannot be saying what's it called, bad words, vulgarities, and then abstaining and all. So when you already have this kind of parameters set for you for the month of Ramadan, it creates that kind of self-discipline. You can't just like and then also collectively as a community, we kind of like keep each other in check and balance.
Yes.
Right. So it's like fasting you technically you should not be seeing a Muslim person eat when the sun is still up.
Yeah.
Right? So that creates a bit of check and balance, because as a whole lot of a community, we are practicing together during this month. So that I feel that is the beauty of it. It forces everybody to go back to attempting to self-discipline themselves lah. Right? Yeah. And then
and I think it helps beyond Ramadan lah. Like you said just now, right? You reset during Ramadan. And that self-discipline actually it follows you beyond that month.
Yeah. I mean, it is supposed to kickstart our journey towards being a better person, right? Yeah. So and the fact that it happens yearly, it feels like it's a reminder yearly that you can always do better.
Correct.
Right. So that's the to us that's actually the beauty of Ramadan lah. Right. And then okay, so what other things do we do during Ramadan?
So basically, you not just fasting, you do prayers, a lot of prayers. One of it is the voluntary night prayer, which we call the Tarawih. And
Tarawih.
we do that probably about 1 hour after we break fast.
Yeah.
Then we also do another kind of night prayer, which is about 2-3 a.m. in the morning, whereby you sleep first. After that, you wake up, and then you do that prayer, which we call Qiyamul Lail. And we also try to read more of the Quran. If on normal days you don't have time, to read the Quran, be it for whatever reasons, in Ramadan we try to make time for that lah. Even so basically the whole Quran has about 600 pages. We try to usually break it down in within 30 days. Like one day you read maybe 30 page or something like that. 30 times 20 pages. So one day about 20 pages, then so that you can complete the whole Quran within that whole month lah.
So the Tarawih, if you all do happen to see or happen to live nearby a mosque, so you will see that the mosque will be rather packed for the next 30 nights.
Correct.
I mean, for the next 30 nights, because it happens, Tarawih happens after our 5th prayer of the day.
Correct.
Right? Our 5th prayer of the day happens maybe around 8:30 p.m. After that, then it will be Tarawih, which will happen across all the mosques in Singapore. I believe so. That's throughout all the mosques in Singapore, and it will probably take maybe an hour.
Around there.
So this further supplements the whole lifestyle during Ramadan. Right. So so during Ramadan especially, our lifestyle is not in sync with our normal lifestyle with the rest of the months. Because of these kind of things that are happening. So these two prayers, that night prayers that Sam was talking about, they are not mandatory. However, they are amongst the most highly encouraged things for you to do during the month.
I mean, it's special because it only happens during Ramadan. Yes.
Yeah. So it's something that happens once a year, and we are kind of like FOMO.
Yeah, correct.
Right. We don't want to miss out on something that can bring us, sustenance or anything good and all. So that's the is that all that we have covered for activities?
And to add on, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, we will usually try to ramp up our supplications, our prayers, because we want to chase what we call the Lailatul Qadar, which is the night of 1,000 months. So for example, right, within that last 10 nights, there will be one day that we call it the night of the 1,000 months, but you don't know which day it will happen, right? It's all up to God lah. So maybe it happen on the second day 7th day, you don't know. But during that last 10 days, it will happen within one of those days. And if you happen to so-called hit that day, whereby you did your supplications, your pahala, your what? Good deeds will be multiplied by 1,000 or multiplied by many multipliers
by a mountainous amount.
Mountainous amount lah. So that's why during the last 10 days we try to ramp up our prayers.
And the beauty of it is that even until your death, you won't know every month that you fast which day is it in the last 10 days.
You will never know.
Yeah, so it further try to enhance your sincerity towards doing this, because if you know it's like on the second day, then you see second day the mosque will be super packed, and then the rest of the days like nobody go to the mosque, right? This kind of thing. So yeah, it creates this kind of like, but usually the last 10 days you will see more and more people ramping up their practices at the mosque or even at home also, right? Oh yeah, one more thing that probably I want to add for Ramadan, there is something that we call zakat, right? We give zakat what? Fitrah, right?
Zakat fitrah, yes.
Zakat fitrah. It's something that you give during Ramadan.
It's a charitable donation, basically.
Yeah, it's a charitable donation. Highly, it's mandatory, right?
Mandatory, yes.
It's mandatory, and you are encouraged to fulfill this obligation early on during the Ramadan, right? However, there is like, I think
basically
before Hari Raya.
Before Hari Raya.
Yeah. Yes. So once Hari Raya, not counted.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So this zakat fitrah that you give, in a way, like there is a cut-off date. So this also helps to, circulate this kind of the alms that you give to those who need them also lah.
And the amount is actually based on the type of rice you eat. Actually, it's very interesting. We'll talk about this more in the subsequent episodes. But yeah, just to share, it's based on the type of rice you eat, whether it's basmati rice or the so-called
the quality of the rice.
Yeah, correct.
The rice, right?
Normal grade rice. Yeah.
Right. So that is most of the basic stuff that we need. So we're gonna do every episode. We're gonna go do more interesting things and also topics that maybe can pique your interest here and there. But before we end off, we always want to try to do a Q&A. So right now, as of today, we have actually kind of poked around our non-Muslim friends, asking them for do you have any questions that pique your interest a bit. However, moving forward, we would love to hear. We would love to know if like our non-Muslim friends or even our Muslim friends who have questions for us, very basic questions that you would like to know about Ramadan, or
can be anything about Ramadan.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be religion centered. It can just be something that's probably practices, like it
can be cultural related.
Correct. Like something that's, is this ethical or not? Is this not ethical? I know. So it's very, very simple things that we as growing up as Muslims, we can answer lah. Alright, Sam, what's the first question?
Okay, the first question that I have with me is what happens if you don't fast? On purpose lah. On purpose. What happens if you don't? Purposely don't fast lah.
Okay. From our point of view.
Our point of view.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is from our point of view. I'll go first. Okay, from my point of view, if you don't fast, number one, as per every religion, there are sins, and there are also good deeds and bad deeds are usually equated to sins. So you are sinning.
Yep.
In the eyes of the religion, and then also, I feel from a societal point of view, it is very insensitive for you to be not fasting. Especially if you are a healthy young male.
Yep.
For example, right, you are a healthy young male, and then after that you are not fasting, but you do see probably people who are slightly sick, or even maybe very, very primary school kids fasting, these kind of things, and then it shows your inability to be a role model.
Correct.
right? And then after that, and then you are just displaying your weakness to other fellow Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
And then also one of the bad things I feel for people who don't fast is that they are teaching or creating bad examples for the non-Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So the more people that don't fast, more non-Muslims will not properly understand
Yes.
the
correct.
essence of Ramadan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Good answer. Okay. Next question. So, what if I don't feel well? Am I still obligated to fast?
Okay. So this question probably has a more academic answer to it, right? Which probably like Islamic scholars or Islamic graduates of Islamic studies can answer. However, from my point of view and what I have been taught growing up is that it depends on how sick you are, right? However, if you are sick to the point that it will deteriorate your well-being, like to the point if you cannot walk or you are vomiting or this and it is my understanding that it is alright to break your fast.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Because at the end of the day, fasting is not supposed to put you into a hospital.
Yes.
It's not supposed to kill you.
Yep.
It's totally not. Okay. So if you are
it's not meant to make you suffer lah. Basically,
it's not meant to. Yeah, correct. So this the baseline is that like fasting is not supposed to make your life
miserable, like
critical,
you're not.
these kind of situations. So that is the baseline that we have to go with. So at the end of the day, how sick you feel or how bad your condition is, it is you. So the responsibility is actually
falls on you.
Yeah, it falls on you. There is no Islamic doctor who will be like, hey, you can
certify you must fast
Yeah.
today because you only fever only.
yeah. Oh, 39, 37, 38. Okay, I think you can fast. No, there's no such thing. Everybody's different. Everybody's built different. So that's the one thing. And do understand that if you do break your fast or you miss your fast, you are actually obligated to repay that fast.
Yeah.
At a later date, as long as before the next Ramadan.
Yes.
Right? It's mandatory for you to pay it back.
So if within 1 month, you have to break your fast, maybe 2 days out of the 30 days, so you have to repay 2 days as well before the next Ramadan.
Ramadan, yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Do you have a last question?
Yes. The last question. So who are exempted from fasting?
Oh, okay.
Of course, the first one, like we said just now, those who are
sick,
okay. And those who are so-called very sick, who are not able to carry out even the most basic of duties lah.
Yeah, daily duties. I think also there is this term in Islam, or rather maybe is it Islamic or a Malay term, something that is called uzur.
Uzur, yes.
Yeah, uzur usually will refer to people who don't have the physical capabilities or even sometimes mental capabilities to fulfill these obligations. So uzur can be also elderly who are already probably bedridden, super sick. Uzur also refers to those sick people that we say just now, like that. They cannot be. Uzur also will refer to ladies, the females who are actually menstruating.
So that's the second group. So ladies who are having their period, they are exempted from fasting. In fact, they cannot fast.
Yeah. They are exempted. They are not allowed to fast because they are, in a way, I hope I'm not saying this in a sensitive or wrong way, but they are not capable of they are not in their purest state because as you menstruating. So I don't want to get too deep into why and all and all. So that one is probably something that can be done with, if you want to learn more and all. But we're just stating the facts. Menstruating women, because they are not in their purest state, because they are bleeding lah. And then also other groups of people.
Third group are those who have not yet reached their puberty.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
if you don't know, there's no also medical doctor saying you already reached your puberty, but it's up to you also. But those who have not reached puberty, you are not obligated to fast. But culturally, we always try to train our young kids before they reach their puberty to also fast lah.
From a young age.
From a young age.
Yeah. So so all these things. So in terms of puberty, I think that is conversation between parents and kids lah.
Yeah.
Right. To establish the whole puberty, which So those are the 3 questions, and
one more.
Okay. Question or answer?
Answer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So another group. Okay, this one I don't know. Not too sure about it. Of course, you have to get the correct answer from the scholars. But another group of people who are not required to fast are travelers, or what we call musafir.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So when that means you are not in your own country, you are traveling outside of your country for whatever reasons, be it for probably work or whatever.
But there are rules also.
There are rules for that.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So do read up.
Don't
don't suddenly you want to go JB and then you use us as a point of reference.
Hey, I go JB. I don't need to pass. Okay, no.
There are like in terms of like distance. There is a perimeter to this. So please, we're just highlighting the main points. Be sure to do your own due diligence with regards to what can or cannot be done. So
okay, I think we have reached.
So bro, Ramadan.
Cannot.
Alright. So we'll be back with another episode. Do keep your questions coming through any forms of comment or DMs or PMs. We'll be sure to catch them lah.
So catch you on the next episode.
Alright. Peace
Thank
be upon
you.
you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.